Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. Well, we had another preseason game Saturday night against the Jacksonville Jaguars up in Duval County. 20-7, the Jaguars beat us. Had John Warford coming in the second half, Kyle Trask in the first. Not a real good offensive effort by the Buccaneers. Had a lot of our second and third string people in the game trying to make the team. Couldn't get any offense going. Trask threw a touchdown pass, made it 10-7, but we lost 20-7, which again is a preseason game as we know. But the bottom line is we had no major injuries, long-term major injuries. Had a few nicks, but overall we did pretty good in the defensive situation. Our defensive ends, Rivera, that we drafted from Michigan State year before last, went in there and got 3 sacks. We had 4 on the night. The first game against the Bengals, we had no sacks. So the defense showed up, offense not so much. Just the opposite the first game. Offense showed up in the first game, defense didn't. So we'll see what happens this Friday night, the last preseason game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The first one this year at home and the last one of the preseason against the Miami Dolphins. We had a practice with them today, a joint practice, Dolphins-Bucs. We will have a practice with ourselves tomorrow. Friday we'll be off. Of course, it's game day. We're talking about light practice tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, with shorts on and pads. No hitting. Not too much going on tomorrow. Getting ready for Friday night's last game against the Miami Dolphins. We will see Baker Mayfield. We will see the whole team for about a quarter and a half or 2 quarters. We will see the first string defense. We will see the first string offense. So we'll have a better idea of what we're looking like and have them a little bit of real game action before regular season kicks off on the 8th day of September at 4:25 p.m. at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa against the Washington Commanders. That's when it becomes real, okay? So that's what's going on with the Buccaneers. No real big news. I just gave you what's happening over in Tampa. Now we're going to go to the Tampa Bay Rays. Still 6 games out of the wild card in the East. And they split one with the A's. Last night they won one. The night before last they lost. Again, no offense. They can't seem to get out of their funk or get out of their way. While we're here on the Rays, I have a Ray shirt on, courtesy of my daughter Noelle, my grandson Xander, and my granddaughter Alexandria. I'd like to thank them for it. But the Rays are still in that funk with no offense. We have been able to score a few runs, and if the other team doesn't score 1 or 2 or 3 runs, we're still in the game. But we can't go out and generate any real offense. Our hitting is below 200, which in the major leagues is terrible, absolutely terrible. And that's everybody on the team. They're a terrible hitting team. So what we have to do is just muddle through the rest of this season, see what we can do. Maybe we can catch fire and win 5 or 6 and get back in this race close. Right now, we're just a little bit outside the main horses, and I don't know that we got the juice to get up to their tail or even pass them because we just don't have that offense. Our pitching's been doing real well. Offense, not so much. Now I'm going to go to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, there's no news on the sale. Had a lot of questions this week sent to me about the sale. There's been no news on the sale, either by Jeffrey Vinnick, the present owner, or the Blue Owl Group out of Canada that's supposed to be purchasing the Tampa Bay Lightning for $2 billion. Hadn't heard anything right now, any more than I gave you on the last show. This week in Michigan, a great race had to be run on Monday. Tyler Reddick, Michael Jordan, 2311 Racing, wins the second race this year. They won one in Talladega, and they couldn't convince Michael Jordan to stay over for Monday. Tyler Reddick and the team said, please stay over for Monday. We got a chance. They were in the mid-pack. He didn't think they would win the race. He left Michigan. Michael did, and they won the race Monday afternoon. So the second race this year for Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin in the 2311 team. And congratulations to Tyler Reddick. This week is Daytona. And Daytona 500, Daytona Speedway, going to be a great race. And we'll see what gets on that restrictor plate track, see how it works out up in Daytona this week. We also have college football this week, FSU, Georgia Tech in Dublin, Ireland. We have a couple more games Labor Day weekend when all the college football will kick off. These games will count, but they're out of conference, and 2 of the 3 are out of country games. So we will have a little spackling of college football this particular weekend, but the real kickoff will be Labor Day weekend. It's when every college football team will play, every team in America. And there's 106 that we're counting, so that's a lot of games. As far as high school football, the Sebring Blue Streaks defeated the Winter Haven Blue Devils 62-7. You heard me right. Sebring Blue Streaks defeated the Winter Haven Blue Devils 62-7 Friday night at Fireman's Field. They're playing Stewart this weekend. On the other flip coin, Avon Park Red Devils were defeated 65-0 by a team in Maitland, Florida. 65-0. These were kickoff classic games. Kind of sort of like the college. They count as a win or a loss, but they're not in quote unquote the district. This weekend they start playing the real in the district games, both programs. So we wish them well. Avon Park will play Mulberry on Friday night. So that's what's going on in college and high school football. And now we're going to take some questions tonight. The first question is from Beth, and Beth wanted to know what I thought about the quarterback situation with Baker Mayfield, if he will do good in the Liam Cohen offense. And Beth, I wish I could tell you I knew. I haven't been to practice myself. But Friday night, Beth, we will see. Because they're going to let him be out there that first half. All these questions that you just asked will be answered Friday night against the Dolphins. They've been practicing together all the whole preseason and training camp. They just have not been able to get out on the field against anyone because everybody's waiting to the third game to break out their starters for a half and let them take a good look at them, see what they got. So Beth will know a lot more about what Baker did. I expect Baker to have a great year. He's got great receivers, great running back, great offensive line, a good offensive coordinator. I expect Baker to do great things this year. He's got a new baby. He's got a 3-year contract to be in Tampa. He's a happy man. So is Mike Evans. So is the rest of everybody that got those extensions. They're not worrying about next year. They're worried about they got 3 years with this team. So I look for Baker to have a good game. I just hope he comes out of there, Beth, safe without any injury, and none of the Buck players injured. Nobody injured, really. So thank you for your question. God bless you, Beth. The next question is from Janet, and she wanted to know about Tyler Reddick's win, what I thought about Tyler Reddick's chances to win the NASCAR championship in 2311 Michael Jordan Racing. I think 2311 Michael Jordan Racing's got a good chance to win the NASCAR championship. And that's what Michael Jordan's about, winning championships. And this 2311 team and this 23 car that we have Tyler Reddick driving, 45, is a good car. They've won 2 races. They've been in second place 2 or 3 times this year. They're competitive. He's a tough little road course driver. We'll see what he does in Daytona. Don't rule him out this week in Daytona. He was up at Michigan, which ain't a restrictor plate track, but it's the fastest track other than Talladega and Daytona. Up in Brooklyn, Michigan this week. He won that race. A lot of drafting going on like it was in Brooklyn is going to happen up at Daytona, and he's pretty hot. So I don't not look for him to be a real force this week at Daytona. But I do believe he will be a very formidable opponent in the playoffs, which happens after the Daytona race. And God bless you, and thank you for your question. And now I want to go again and tell everyone about the You Pick 'em Sports Talk with the Cowboy NFL pool, which will start Labor Day weekend. We're going to have those paper forms at 3101 US 27 North Village Inn. Come and ask for Sports Talk with the Cowboy Pick'em sheet. Have it in by the Wednesday prior to the Thursday night game. And anyone else wants to pick those games, go to the comments and put the winning team under your name in the comments and send it to the show, and you'll be registered for the first week of the NFL football, okay? So you say, well, what happens if I'm at home now and I don't want the paper registration and I want to go right in there right now and pick the first games and send them to the show? Go ahead and send them to them. We'll take them. So you know who's going to be playing the first week. Pick who you want. But have them in here before that Wednesday prior to the Thursday, because there's going to be a Thursday night game between the Chiefs and the Ravens and a Friday night game between the Packers and the Eagles. So there'll be Thursday, Friday, and Sunday and Monday pro football that first week. So let's get as many of them as we can get in here and get started and try to win you a week. That's the latest on the Sports Talk with the Cowboy You Pick 'em. We will have a You Pick 'em college poll for the final 12 teams that are in the playoffs of college football. So for all the ask about where we're going to have a college pick, it will be when the playoff season starts in college football. It'll be narrowed from 106 teams to 12. And then you can start picking them from that point on. So God bless you. Keep your hand out to help someone who needs help. We need a lot more love than we need hate. We need a lot more understanding and compassion in this world. Every day you see it, and you can make a difference in someone's life and in your own by helping someone. Until next show, God bless you and Cowboy out.